Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. iPad time again. Time to grab some more about Apple. iOS 13. Now, here's the deal. If you were running a beta version of iOS 13, you had an opportunity to go backwards, and there's lots of videos about doing that, okay? So I thought, well, they didn't specify that you couldn't do it with a full version, so I went up to the site, and where there should have been check marks, there's X's, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to download OS 12 anyway, follow the procedure, and see if I can go back to 12. Why? Well, because some software has gone glitchy. One of which is a program that I had close to 1,000 songs in, and that's Guitar Tap Pro. Okay, and the timer no longer works in Guitar Tap Pro ever since the iOS 13 came out for full version. Now, I know you're going to have a hard time seeing my screen. That's the way it goes. So if you hit the auto scroll, I have it set for 30 seconds, so it should actually scroll this like really fast. You push it, it goes green, it should be scrolling, and it doesn't scroll, okay? Now, I thought, why not just delete the program? You know, that's pretty simple. And re-download, because I ran into that with my iMac. I was able to, you know, just delete the couple programs that went funky and re-download them, and they were fine. Well, of course, I lost my whole database because I didn't back it up, apparently. So it doesn't put the database that you create anywhere else. It's self-contained within the app itself, so you have to back it up from there, and then you'd be fine. I didn't, so my bad for losing all those songs. But I really have to have this exact version. Guitar Chord Pro has a really crappy interface, although its scrolling will work. And, of course, along with its crappy interface and frustration of getting back and forth to the menu, you are now very extremely limited on changing your keys to different keys. With Guitar Tap Pro that you pay for, okay, you get unlimited access to music for your lyrics and chords and stuff. You have no limitations to anything else. You can do a whole lot of other stuff in that program. You are not going to be doing in the new app, Guitar or Chord Pro, they call it. Anyways, so there's a lot of stuff you can't do in this one, and that really sucks. So it's completely useless to me. Also, the other problem with the new one is it's free, and you get 10 credits for 10 songs, and then it says, hey, you want to pay for a subscription now, and you can have this amount of access, you know, per year or per whatever. Or, hey, wait, we'll give you 50 more credits for free and then make you pay. Now, they made probably millions of dollars off of Guitar Tap Pro, and rightly so. For a $3 program, it's awesome. But Apple went and screwed us all over with this ISO 13 update, and now the program is rendered useless. Now, the company's last update was 2 years ago, and it was for a Dropbox thingy, okay, for an update. So they're not keeping up on their software. So what's going to happen if we get a few more updates into iOS 13 or we hit 14? Is that now free program that you're going to be paying subscriptions for to get your database built back up going to actually work? Okay, this is going to generate probably even more problems. I am so tempted to go Frisbee right now with this iPad. I still owe my service provider, because I got it through my cell company, a bunch of money on this, and I've now had to go back to them and say, look, I need another iPad, okay, with iOS 12. This is what I'm looking at that I know has iOS 12 on it. Send me one of these. And I explained why and what happened. Now, last night they offered me an early upgrade, and I'm like, I'm not paying off this to get another tablet. You know, it's ridiculous, you know, and besides which I can't afford the buyout to do it, right, just to replace my iPad. You know, well, the good point to doing it, though, is, okay, I do it, I pay it off, it's mine free and clear, right, you know, because I'm paying the contract out early, right? The drawback side to this is now I got to try and sell this thing, which I'm not going to get even half of what I paid for it, you know, and it's still a good viable machine. You know, it's just for my purposes, I've got software that's not working anymore, okay? And that is really cheesing me off because now I'm forced to go and buy another laptop because not laptop, but iPad, because this won't go backwards, okay? there's no way to put it backwards again. I've checked thoroughly everywhere, and there is no way to even hack this thing to go backwards. So I'm like really extremely ticked off because I haven't even had this for my full 2-year contract yet. I still have quite a bit left on it. So now I got to open up a whole new contract to get a whole new iPad, just so I can use my 2 programs. Now, OnSong is another program that I use. Now, OnSong, at least they put out a warning saying, do not go to 13 yet. We're having some issues. Well, I had still already gone to 13. I didn't experience any issues. I got lucky. The update happened. Everything's still running smooth with OnSong, right? But OnSong is not a program where you can go, hey, let's search the internet and suck in all these songs into this program. Okay, it doesn't work that way. You can share stuff via Guitar Tap into OnSong, but then you can't manipulate the file afterwards, which is a problem, especially if you need to increase text size, highlight stuff, change keys, hello. Okay, OnSong has its limitations. However, if you type in all your stuff to OnSong, you can do whatever you want to the files afterwards, right? Guitar Tap Pro, you suck in the stuff from the internet. You do a basic search of, by band or by name, and it brings it in from whatever sources and says, hey, do you want this version, or this version by this artist, or this artist, whatever you want, right? And boom, zing, zap, and you're in, and you can manipulate the file any way you want if you need to, right? Change keys up and down like a madman, whatever, okay? You can do that through this. But through the other Chord Pro program, it's going to have some capabilities, but it's also got a lot of limitations. And like I said, after X amount of freebies, even that 50 extra freebies, you're going to be paying a subscription to get in a huge database of your songs, which I think is completely stupid, considering that over 90% of the songs that you import from this come from ultimateguitarchordtabs.com, which you can do on your computer. The only thing on your computer is you're going to have to print them out and have hard copy. We all want to be software on iPads these days, being musicians. It's less hassle for us, okay? And we're carrying an iPad with us, not 500 pounds of books, Part of the reason I went to iPad for music was in church. I'm always dragging along literally 100 pounds worth of friggin' books every Wednesday to a practice that we do, sort through the music. Paper is a pain. So when I was gotten on to this by our worship leader, it's like, that makes so much better sense, And it's like, and so everything that we do in church is slowly getting put into this thing, and already we have a massive database thanks to him. He's done a lot of hard work, and this works. Now I'm not carrying any books with me anymore. I don't have to, right? And so that's a big, huge benefit to be able to go to the electronic age in music stuff, right? Now, I haven't found anything else in there that's not quite working right, because my iPad, I use it strictly usually for just the 2 programs, a little bit of light surfing if I'm on the go with it, and that's about it. I might watch the odd video on it, or I might cut a video with it, and then airdrop it to my Mac for editing or what have you, okay? So my iPad really isn't having to do a whole lot for me, but for those of you who it does have to do a whole lot for, you may find other hardware that you hook in, because you can hook in different types of hardware to iPads, okay, especially for your music gear. And I was actually watching Spectre Studios this morning on a new pedal thingy that he got to check out, and your iPad can sit right into the device, and he had a hard time with this new device, but neither here nor there. Generally, if you don't have the problems, you're going to be using this to control devices. You use this with iRig for your guitar and your music, and GarageBand is on here as well, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you're going to be very dependent if you're not already. Eventually, you're going to be very dependent on your iPad for many, many things, right? So you need to make sure that it's going to be stable and it's going to work. Well, part of that responsibility lies on Apple not screwing us over every time they do an update. And this is what's been happening lately. Ever since Sierra came out, little things here and there go weird, right? And now that we're up to Catalina on the iMac, and we're up to iOS 13 on this thing, all heck is breaking loose with music gear, whether it's hardware or software stuff. And, I think Apple should be straightening up their act with this sort of thing, and fixing the issues, because now it's costing me a boatload of cash for another yet new iPad that I shouldn't have to buy just so I can keep my software that I need to run running, because I can't go backwards. Apple doesn't want to let us go backwards. That's kind of not nice. Things were a lot better when Jobs was in charge, but unfortunately he's passed away. May he rest in peace. Okay. But ever since then, things have gone crazy with Apple. And I mean, there are times I am really tempted to just, forget Apple altogether lately, because it's caused me nothing but a lot of undue stress, especially, we recently had to replace my USB box because of being a YouTuber. I have to have my USB box into my iMac so I can do my audio just for doing this, or, for doing music videos or doing other stuff. I like to do a lot of my editing on my Mac. It's a lot better to me than a PC is, and the audio is definitely way better than a PC can handle. Of course, we all have our opinions, and some people have their opinions, and that's fine. But, Apple machines were designed for the sole purpose of video, audio, graphics, animation, movies. That is their main key focus. Of course, now they can play video games and keep up with the best of them on the PC world, and actually smoke them too. That's thanks to running Intel processors. So Apple has come a long way into the gaming world, but they've always been superior in all the other avenues, including other special needs stuff and everything else that PCs just can't do. So anyways, it has been tempting me to actually just go solely PC, but I can't either, because there's a lot of stuff that I need to access even with software that is still not yet available for PC, right? And the PC still can't really pull it off properly either way, so I'm stuck with Apple, which is not a bad thing. I do still love Apple. I just really wish they would not keep screwing us around when it comes to things like OS updates. And I wish they'd give us the ability to always go backwards if we want to. We should have that choice to go backwards if we want to, okay? But that's the way it goes. So I thought I'd give you guys the iOS 13 bad news. Also remember, check your other hardware that you may be attaching to this little puppy. And if you have ISO 13 issues, well, hopefully you're running a beta, because you should still be able to go backwards on the beta. But on a full-blown, solid iOS 13, you are not going to go backwards, it seems, unless somebody puts out a hack in the next little while, in which case I might have to hack this. But by then, let me think, it'll be too late, because my new iPad should be here by next week. So I'm not holding my breath for anything special to happen in the next few days even. So there you go. So thanks, Apple. Not. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video and got some good info out of it, and a good warning. If you have not yet gone to 13, don't do it. Okay, especially if you're doing music stuff like I am, do not do it. Now, I haven't even tried iMovie out yet on my iPad. I did this morning on my Mac, and even if I give it the name of the title of the movie, it still comes up with My Movie 2. And it's like, I can't upload this video because the title's not going to go up there right. It's going to say My Movie 2, and it's like, what the heck is this, So I actually had to, right now, here's how things go. I cut my videos on my iMac, I save them to a USB stick, I port them to my PC, edit them in Movie Maker, because I also have an old version of Movie Maker that actually runs under Windows 10, okay? And then I'm fine. Now, here's the other thing. All my equipment, like my Boss ME80 pedal board and other stuff that runs normally on my Mac that's no longer running, runs perfect on Windows 10 on the PC, because Boss did do things for both ways. And I do have a video previous to this one talking about Catalina and all the heartache with it. So go check that video out if you haven't already. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.